friends, welcome to my live. And happy Saturday morning. We've made it through yet another week. Hallelujah. Excited for the weekend. Once you hop on, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from and if you have any big plans for the weekend. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. Make sure you put hashtag replay in the comments. My name is Robin, and I am with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So today we'll be making a really cute fabric strip, which I have a whole bucket of fabric strips in this little tub. And then we'll be using some wood cutouts, and we will be using the cute little Hippity Hop size C transfer. Sorry, this is a 12x8 transfer, but it has 6 different little Ray Dunn inspired sayings on it. So I'm kind of excited about this project. I love to make garlands. So again, say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. I also want to let you know that I am using an online platform called StreamYard to be live in 3 locations this morning. I'm live on my Facebook business page, the Robin's Egg Blue Creations. I'm also live on my YouTube channel under the same name, and I'm also live in my private Facebook group. And I tell you that in case you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your feed, that viewer may be watching and commenting from a different platform. Also, if you are watching from my private Facebook group, please give StreamYard access to your profile name and pic if you are comfortable with that. That way, and that link is in the description of the video. That way you can show up under your profile name and pic in my comments. Otherwise, you'll just show up as Facebook user and I don't know who to say hi to. Speaking of saying hi, I see that Jason is on watching from the other side of the door. Somebody can't get to, there's a Facebook user, probably from my private group, saying good morning from Cunningham, Kansas. So whoever that is, I don't know if that's Bonita or someone else. Again, if you click the link in the comment in the description of the video, that will allow your comments to show up under your profile name and not Facebook user. And also, welcome to a new month. Happy April. I hope no one was fooled yesterday with any horrible April Fool's jokes. I live with 2 pranksters, but they know better, so I did not succumb to any April Fool's madness yesterday. Because it's a new month, there are some new specials and promos, so stay tuned at the end of this video and I will go over those. But for now, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to flip to my overhead cam. So we are using this Hippity Hop size C transfer. And if you've never seen Couture transfers before, these are reusable silkscreen adhesive backed transfers. So they're pretty much like a giant sticker, but they are reusable. Because they are reusable, I'm going to put the name of this transfer on the back. Because that way when I go to clean this transfer, I know that it belongs on this carrier sheet or backer sheet and that this is indeed the back side. There is a front side and a back side to these backer sheets. If you've ever put a sticker on paper and then tried to remove it, oh, I do see that it says Bonita. For some reason I can't scroll down to my comments, so I can't see the next one. Somebody needs to comment so it can push that next comment up. Again, if you've ever tried to put a sticker on a piece of paper and then try to pull it up, that's kind of what happens when you put it on the wrong side of the backer sheet. You can get it off, but it is extremely difficult and you have to take your time. You'll also notice that this transfer has some white lines in it. Those are suggested cut lines, or in my case, score lines. And I cannot see the bottom of, I may have to change my resolution, but then that means I have to squint because I can't see the comments. Oh, Jason says hello again. Well, now I can see the bottom. Okay, so Sorry, I got easily distracted this morning. For right now, I'm going to keep this backer sheet together. However, because most of these designs are smaller, I tend to store them based on what size surface they fit on. So these are roughly a little less than 5. They're about 5 by 5. So they'll fit perfectly on any 5 by 5 surface. So I will most likely end up cutting this one apart. In fact, yep, I'm going to go ahead and just cut it apart because I am going to actually end up storing it with my size A transfers. So I'm just going to cut it apart. The other thing you can do, and in most cases I do leave my backer sheet together, you can just lift your transfer up and you can score along those cut lines just like that. So just like that. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut them apart because I do store them based on what size surface they fit on. So these were all, I will probably trim off some of this excess transfer area. That way they can fit in my storage system a little better. Okay, so we have Spring is Sprung, Chirp with a Little Bird, Somebody Loves You, Hop to It, Hoppy Easter, and Hippity Hop. So I'm going to be putting these on these wood rectangles. And I bought, I was cleaning, oh no, here it is. I bought these at Hobby Lobby. They're called 6 plywood rectangles, and they are 6 by 5. And you get 6 of them in a package, but they are half of this size. I don't know if you can see. So I've actually taken 2 of them and glued them together because they're really thin. And once you paint, like they're about 1/8 of an inch normally. And once you paint something that's 1/8 of an inch, it tends to warp. So I actually glued 2 of these together. So I bought 2 packages of these, glued 2 of them together so that I could get 6 thicker pieces of wood. So then I painted them with chalk paste, or chalk paint. Sorry, just some Waverly chalk paint. And then sanded them a bit so they were smooth. And now I'm just digging for my wax. And we're going to use wax and a little wax applicator. So I'm going to use my dark wax again. I like to use the dark wax with the white because where I've sanded it kind of darkens up the edges. And I apologize. I had every intention of waxing these ahead of time. But I also thought I would get up earlier on Saturday morning. And yeah, if you know me any at all, you know that I am not a morning person. So I did not get up early to get this done. And I was painting them last night at 10. I am great with coming up with ideas. I am poor with execution and follow through. So welcome to my world. So I'm just using a dark wax. And what that's going to help do is kind of seal the paint. It's going to get into all of the little nooks and crannies of the wood that I didn't get sanded smooth. And there are lots of nooks and crannies because I left like on this one, I used masking tape as my clamp to kind of mask them together because while they dried, and I left the masking tape on for like 4 days. So when I went to peel the masking tape up, it pulled up a lot of those little fibers. So the wax is going to get into some of those little nooks and crannies to help seal all that off. It's also going to help keep my transfer from sticking so hard that it stretches or distorts the transfer. Remember, what side I already sanded. And the nice thing about this is once Easter is over, I can go back in and I can design on the back side. So this could be kind of an evergreen banner on one side and an Easter spring banner on the other. You might just need to change out some of your fabric strips, which that's not hard. Sorry you have to watch this. It's kind of boring. So I think, Bonita, are you in Cunningham watching some of your little grands play basketball? I don't know where Cunningham is. I've lived in Kansas most of my life. Jason says, you're so smart. I never would have thought about those warping or gluing them together. Well, you kind of learn by, it's not really smart. It's just kind of learning from experience. If you try to paint wood that's thin, you're just adding moisture and it can warp the wood, especially that Waverly chalk paint. I love it, but it gets so thick. So I did actually have to add a lot of water to my chalk paint. So adding even more moisture between the paint and the water, it would have really warped the wood. Benita says she's visiting her mom. It's between Pratt and Kingman. Okay. I've been to Pratt more times than I care to. They used to be in our sports league in high school, so we were always there. I can't say I've ever been to Kingman, though. Yep, I used to play the Pratt greenbacks all the time. Okay, so I just buffed it smooth. Whew, I'm tired now. Ooh, my fingers hurt. Straight east of Pratt, 18 miles east. Okay, yeah. I can't say I've been in that. I haven't probably been east of Pratt much. Oops. Whew, I'm out of breath. Okay, so now I just need to figure out. 6 is probably too many pieces, but we'll use them anyway. I might be able to break these up into 3 smaller banners eventually. So we'll go ahead and just do all 6. So we'll start with Hippity Hoppity. I have Storm picked out, mainly just because sometimes black tends to bleed. So I was going to do my letters in Storm. However, Storm is out of stock right now. But so I have black velvet in the Clark-Wink, but I think I'm still going to go ahead and use Storm. Plus it'll match the banner that I already have on my fireplace, because I think I did it in Storm as well. So this is a brand new transfer. So what I'm just bringing out a terry cloth towel, and I'm just going to fuzz it a couple of times. It just adds an extra layer of insurance so that my surface doesn't stick, or my transfer doesn't stick so much to the surface that it stretches or distorts or pulls up any paint or wood fibers. So I'm just eyeballing it. I can kind of see through the transfer, and I'm kind of, this is a straight edge down here, so I'm kind of lining it up, that straight edge up with the bottom of my wood surface. Now I just have to decide what colors I want the eggs. I'm also just burnishing down where the silk screen material is. So where all that white is a silk screen material. So if you've ever made a decal with a silhouette, with a cameo or a cricket, you have to weed all those little pieces, or weed out all the negative pieces, and make sure you always have to make sure you have the insides of letters, or you'd have to make sure you put down these little polka dots. The nice thing about Chalk Couture is you don't have to weed. The silk screen keeps all of that intact. Super easy. So I've pulled out, this is lilac, but it would you would just pick wisteria. Trying to use up some of my really old colors before I buy new ones. Couture teal, orange peel, but that's mainly going to be for the carrots. Bumblebee and raspberry sorbet are kind of my palette based on the fabric strips that I have. So I have this fabric strip. I have the stripes, which this is actually a part of a fitted sheet. I have some yellow gingham. I have this cute little carrot material. And I think that's it. But I also have some plain hot pink. I also have some chunky kind of chenille ribbon or yarn. So that's kind of my color palette today. So we'll see. I think, I don't know how detailed I want to get with that Easter egg. Kind of clear up my space a bit. Oh, I also have pesto, but that's mainly for the carrot greenery. Okay, so I'm going to do the words last, just because those will be easy to swipe. So let's just these are all new formula, so they should be nice and creamy. The storm is really old, so it'll probably need some water. Let's just open up lilac, or you would use wisteria. And I have all of this in the link in the description of the video. It's in a cart link. So all you have to do is click that cart link, and everything will get added to your cart, and you can add and subtract as you need. It's also just a good way to look at the products all together. So I'm just dipping my little multi-tool into the chalk paste. So this is just a liquid form of chalk. It goes on wet. It dries semi-permanent, mostly. On chalkboards, glass, most metals, it will wash off and you can redesign on those surfaces. On this wood surface, however, because it tends to seep into the wood fibers, the pigment does anyway, it's kind of a one-time use. So you can just spray this to make it permanent with a clear sealer, and you're good to go. Although, to be honest, I don't clear seal most of my stuff that I make. Jason says those colors scream Easter. Yeah, I'm not a pastel color or pastel person, so I like the brighter versions of Easter colors. So these are some of my favorite colors. So again, I've got my chalk paste on my multi-tool, and I'm just going to drag the chalk paste down the silk screen area. And I'm just removing the excess and kind of evening out my paste lines. And I'm going to try to cut down on using lots of tools today. So I'm just going to wipe that off as I go. And I'm just going to gently peel it up just because I don't want my chalk paste to dry in that silk screen area. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of detail tools. I think I need to add water to my wisteria. If I may have to pick a totally different color. I could get out I'm not even going to try that. that one's going to need some tender loving care. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and spray some in my gray. I'm going to snag out Berry. It's fairly close. It's a little more mauve than it is purpley, but it still works. Okay, so I'm going to use Berry, Bumblebee, and Raspberry Sorbet on this cute little egg. So I'm going to put, and I'm just using the detail tool. It's a smaller version of the squeegee. I'm going to put Berry on the top and the bottom. So this detail tool kind of works just kind of like a paintbrush. I'm just going to wipe it off between colors. So then let's do Bumblebee. I probably should have just done it one color, but what's the fun in that? The colors may end up kind of blending together, but I'm not being very careful. And then we will do Raspberry Sorbet. And you're not a baby of the 80s or kid that's grown up in the 80s without thinking raspberry beret when you hear Raspberry Sorbet. So you have to give in your 80s card if you didn't start thinking of Raspberry Beret. Okay. So let's lift that up a little bit. So then we'll grab and make sure that that's down. And then I'm going to stir my gray. Jason says he's already seeing it, which my gray looked drier than it actually was. So let's grab. I'm just going to use a small squeegee. Just going to pick some up. And I'm just going to drag it down the silkscreen area. Kind of evening out my squeegee lines, removing the excess so I can put it back in my jar. And then we're going to pull up the transfer. Super cute. So we have Hippity Hop, cute little Easter eggs. Let's give that a good dry. And I'm just drying it up enough so that I can move it. Of course, putting it somewhere is going to be the hardest part. And actually, because I've cut this apart, I'm going to write on each one of these Hippity Hop with eggs. And then this one's Happy Easter. Thanks, Jason. I love garlands. I don't make them nearly enough. Okay, so again, I'm going to fuzz just over here on my terry cloth towel. I should bring in some brown to make a couple of chocolate bunnies. It's pretty close. I was just kind of gauging the bottom. Okay, what would it? I just. I'm kind of thinking, of course, I just don't want it to be too. I guess that'll work. I'm thinking gray bunnies and then doing the letters in the multicolors. Let me know what you think. And while you're thinking, I'm going to go ahead and fuzz the next transfer and get it put on. But you tell me what you think. Should I do chocolate bunnies with gray lettering or gray bunnies with multicolor lettering? I don't want to go too off the rails, but I'm just trying to keep the same color palette if I can. Part of me says keep all the lettering the same, but for this one and this one, I'll have to add the color somehow. So I can't, this one, the lettering won't be gray because gray with multicolor, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. Anybody else gonna chime in? Let's get this one down. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have 4 colors, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So raspberry, bumblebee, teal, berry, raspberry, bumblebee, teal, berry, raspberry. That'll work. Just Bonita says gray bunnies. Okay, that's what we'll do. And I think I'm just going to get out, because I have them. I was going to try to avoid using too many tools, but I think for this it'll just be easier. So I'm just dipping my multi-tool into the raspberry, and we're going to go. I think this will just be easier to do it this way. I can go a little faster. Maybe. I really love the multi-tool. It's one of my favorite things to use. I think because it's rigid, it just lends itself to being an easier tool to use. It really pulls the paste where you need it to go. I think the squeegees have a little bit too much give to them. And if you don't know how to manipulate them just the right way, then it can get kind of frustrating. I think that's why I like the angled squeegees a lot too, because they have a little more rigidity to them, a little less give. I just think there's a lot more control. Okay, I'm going to pull the hoppy part up. Oh, that's super cute. Can y'all see that? Oh, so I'm just going to lay it back down. I'm not even going to dry. Now I got to figure out where I'm at. I'm thinking, I guess I could bumblebee, teal, berry, raspberry, yellow. Just do it this way. I figured if I did it this way the whole way, I'd screw something up, but I think I can do it on this letter, or on this set of words easier. And the reason I pulled when I was done with Hoppy is because I don't want the paste to dry in the silk screen. Because if I let the silk screen paste dry in the silk screen, once I go to peel all that up, it will just peel the dry paste up and you'll be left with nothing on your surface, which is highly frustrating. So then berry on the S. And then we'll go back to raspberry. Jason says we made the right choice. Yes, you did. You did not steer me wrong. Okay, now I'm going to peel that part up. I'm just going to dip my finger real quick. I didn't get that part of the S very well. Okay, so I've released the Easter part, then I'm just going to reburnish my bunnies, make sure they're down, and then I'll grab the gray squeegee. I'm trying to go away from the paste that I've already put down. That way I don't drag this squeegee through that other paste. Super cute. Okay, so I'm just placing those in a little thing of water that I have to the side. After the next one, I'll clean those three. That's super cute. Let's put it. So we've still stayed within the same color palette. We just mixed it up a bit, which I think ended up super cute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we'll put that one to the side. Find room. And then we'll do hop to it. I'm just going to cover these. I'm not going to. Let's put all those in there. I'm just going to cover these so they're not sitting out. And then we'll get out our orange peel and our pesto, which I know it kind of screws up the color palette a bit, but what are you going to do? So we'll try to use, like we can use the pesto on this one, on the vine, to kind of bring it together. Same way with this one. And that might help. That just leaves orange as the odd man out. So we'll figure out how to use orange. I probably should have added orange into the lettering, but I didn't think that far. That happens. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple of more squeegees, but I think I want a smaller one. So I have a small one, a little one here, and I've just taken a mini one and I've cut it in half to get these smaller ones. So I'm just going to dip this squeegee into the orange peel. I'm just going to do one color. You could mix up add a little bit of red to the orange and get like a contrast color to where you could alternate between orange and the red orange. I'm not going to get that fancy today, but you could if you really wanted to. Get that very tip top of that carrot. We're just going to have plain carrots. Okay, so I'm going to dip into the pesto. And because this is super quick, I'm just going to keep going, and we'll just pull all at the end. Mainly because this is a pretty fast paste right here. There's not much thinking involved. So I'm just removing the excess, trying to even out my lines. Some of my orange lines are a little funky. So we'll pull this one. Jason said the colors still go well together. They do. I just wish I should have put in a little more orange elsewhere. Oh, that one's super cute. Those little adorable carrots. Just getting this to where I can move it because I want to wash a few of the transfers that we've used already. You shouldn't leave your transfers in water very long. That's why we're going to take a short break and clean these. Plus, I want to show you how easy it is to clean transfers. You're looking for a super easy craft project with very little cleanup. This is perfect. This is why I like another reason why I really like Couture products is because the cleanup is super easy. So I just have a water source here. You can use a tub of water like this, or you can take them directly to a sink, like a utility sink, kitchen sink, bathroom tub. Benita says those carrots are darling. They are. So I just have it paste side up. I have the board eraser, which also works great to clean your transfers. And I'm just going to use the board eraser to get up all of that chop paste off the front side. Do this one next. And my water's makes it a little hard to see, but water's a little dirty. I kind of like to scrub it against the bottom of the tub a little bit. It kind of helps loosen up some of that paste. So I highly recommend anytime you put in an order, add a couple of packages of board erasers into your order. They're $2.99 for a package of 2, and they last for quite a while, but you'll know when they start to lose their life because they'll start to fall apart. So once I get all of that paste off, I'm just going to flip them over to the back side up. And you'll see this one still has quite a bit of paste on it and in it. But hopefully once I flip it over and we clean the back side, that should all come off. Oops. So now I'm going to get Disinfecting Wipeout, and I just use the Great Value ones because they're cheap. I'm at the bottom of the barrel, so I'm going to try to squeeze out as much of that liquid as I can. So now I'm just going to try to get as much of this off the front as I can. Sometimes I've noticed some of the newer formula colors stain the silk screen, but they should still work. Even though there's some staining, it should still work. As long as the color's not coming off, which it's coming off, so. But as long as it's not coming off, that means it's just stained and not stuck in there. That's kind of why I like to clean as I go, because otherwise sometimes the paste gets a little stubborn. So the disinfecting wipe not only helps to further clean your transfers, it also helps to get some of that fuzz off that we put on with the towel. So once you've got them clean, you can leave them like this, sticky side up, for about 15 minutes and they'll dry. But since I like to clean as I go, and I have a tendency to forget that I'm drying them, they end up getting left out, which is really bad on the sticky part. So I just put them away. When they're still damp, I still also think it's a little easier to put them on the backer sheet when they're wet. They're a little easier to place. And as they dry, they get sticky again. I can kind of tell. Let's go this way. Okay, so these I can just lay aside so that they can dry. Let's put that over there, and then we will continue. Okay, so for the next one, well, it doesn't lend itself to very many colors, unless you guys have some bright ideas. I can do this little greenery thing in pesto, which will add that in. But I don't know about just pesto and gray. It might be kind of boring. I could also do pesto, sunbunny, and you in gray, and do Love's multicolor. I don't know if that's a little too wacky. It's going to be another long live. I'm sorry, people. I always end up long. So I can, like I said before, I can see through these pretty well. So I can see the edges of my blank surface. Jason says he likes the idea of Loves and Multi. He was thinking the same thing. Okay. So let's bring out the pesto. So we'll do this little greenery in pesto. So we have to pull that up. Okay, and then we'll do Sunbunny. I'm going to have to be mindful of the designs under this so I don't go too far. And then let's just go ahead and do you. going to try to leave loves down. Pull back. And then make sure love is down. And then, so if I can add orange to this one. It'll give me all 5 colors. Although the OCD in me says we should do the rainbow order. So we'll do raspberry. I know this isn't the same order as before. Let's just wash this one off. And then, because I pulled this one off, I'm going to do the O and the orange. I've got a mess over here. So then we'll do bumblebee. Do teal. And then berry. I think this will be cute. So we'll pull that back. Oh, so there's Somebody Loves You. Put that one over there. So then these two, sure will be the same way. We'll do greenery, the greenery pesto. We'll do the chicken bumblebee. And maybe his legs in orange. And then we can do these little polka dots in a few colors. Ooh, that is way crooked. Okay. Oops, let's write that down. Chirp. Okay. Let's get that burnished down. So these will be in pesto. And because I've been doing this for almost an hour, I probably won't tie all of this fabric strips on. So it takes a while. I have at least gotten them all torn apart. I don't know, we'll have to see. I could always pop on tomorrow and finish it live, do a little pop-up. Okay, so let's pull that part up. So I'm just loosening the silk screen from the paste, or yeah, that way it doesn't all stick. I'm just making sure those get put back down. And then Make sure my, let's do the feet in orange, I think, or yeah. Just trying to get up as close to his body as I can. And we'll do him and Bumblebee. It's going to take a while with the multi-tool. But I can get in close to his legs with this better than I can a squeegee. So okay, so I've got him done. So let's pull him away. He's super cute. Okay. I think we'll do these little dots in berry. And then I don't know what color to do what should I do the chirp in? Should I keep it gray? Or should I do teal? Or should I do raspberry sorbet? I've got a lot of color on here, so I'm kind of leaning towards gray, but also don't want it to be boring. What do you guys think? I'm kind of thinking gray. I think we'll just do gray since there's already a lot of color. Then it might look like we purposely left one color out of every banner piece. So let's see. That's cute. Oh, cute little chickadee. Okay, so we have one more left. And I think this one calls for the hot mess, if I can pull it off. Sometimes it just looks... Jason says that's cute. So I think we'll do the hot mess with this one. And what that means is it's just going to kind of... It kind of reminds me of tie-dye is what it reminds me of. Make sure it's even at the top. And I'm kind of going to go from the middle to the outside because this has a lot of silk screen. And if I go up and down like that, I have that's when you can kind of create air bubbles. So this doesn't have a lot of adhesive in the inside. So I want to make sure all these little pieces are stuck down. So I know I'm not going to use pesto. Oops. And I'm not going to use gray on this one. I don't think. Yeah. I don't. So I'm just probably going to use these colors. So for the hot mess, I'm just going to literally splotch some color And I'm going to use more than I probably should. And I'm putting down a lot more because we're going to have to spread all this around. So the more I'm able to spread, the better. To get another one for Barry. Anita says, yes, hot mess. We'll see. It may end up looking terrible. I'm probably going to have to add more. Let's get one of these out for Barry. So I'm just going to actually just kind of fill in the blanks with Barry. Let's add a little bit more color here. Oh, I forgot orange. Oh, I have two with Bumblebee for some reason. I should frame my wet wipe. Look at that. Speaking of tie-dye. So now we'll come in with orange. Kind of fill in the gaps. Okay, so now you want, make sure I don't have any other colors stuck in there. Let's just clean this one off. You want a clean squeegee, and you're not going to be able to reuse whatever paste we come out with now because it's going to get all mixed together. So I'm just going to drag. That's probably going to end up brown. You want to try to avoid going across areas multiple times because then you'll just end up mixing the colors and then it'll all be brown. I'm just going to gently come in. There's a spot that I missed. And I don't have hardly any paste on my squeegee right now. I'm just trying to make sure I have all of the areas covered. And I'm not going to worry about my squeegee lines very much. Now let's see what we were left with. Try to get up as much of that paste as I can. Not bad. So that's kind of what hot mess looks like. It's kind of like a tie-dye without any light colors. Got a little bit of muddled colors in a few spots, but it still looks cute. Jason says that's freaking cool. I think I'm going to stop here for today. And then I'll do a pop-up tomorrow and we can put the rest of the banner together. But I want to show you all the pieces together after I get all my lids on. Jason says he votes for a pop-up live Garland part 2 tomorrow. Well, I will do that. Okay, so let's bring in all of our pieces. That one looks kind of weird next to all of them. I can stack them. So here are all of our pieces together. Let me know what you give me some hearts. I forgot to remind you to spread the chalk love. You can still do that. Spread the chalk love around Facebook or YouTube. Jason says those look amazing. This one looks a little out of place though because it's so bold. I probably should have maybe just gone gray or just one color, but we'll use it. Maybe. We may leave that one out and make it its own banner or something. I don't know. What do you? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I probably should have done gray. Okie doke. So let's do a little bit of monthly housekeeping because it is the first of the month. I'm always losing my mouse. There we go. Okay. So because it's a new month, we have new specials, new Club Couture transfers. So this is the new club transfer. It's super cute. It says keep going, keep growing. So if you're a plant lady, or even if you pretend to be a plant lady, or if you're like me and you kill all plants that you look at, this is the transfer for you. So you get, as a Club Couture member, you get this exclusive B-size transfer along with 3 paste singles. And this month it is, I can't read if that's sage or pesto. I think that might be pesto, shimmer melon, and tide, which are such fun colors together. So you get this for $19.99 a month delivered straight to your mailbox. There is a 3-month minimum commitment to sign up, but you can cancel at any time after the 3-month period. As a club member, you also get $4.95 flat rate shipping, and then you get specials and deals issued by Chalk Couture, usually monthly. And speaking of, I don't know if this is the Club Couture promotion or if it's an all customer promotion, but anyway, they have the perfect pair promotion going on right now. So it's basically a buy one get one through the end of the month, or while supplies last. So in the first picture, if you buy a transfer tote, you get, and the transfer tote fits A size through D size transfers. If you buy a transfer tote, you get a retired size A transfer for free. In the second picture, if you buy a quick dry tool, you get a detail tool for free. In the third picture, if you buy the pop-up porter tote, then you get the basics bag for free. In the fourth picture, if you buy a Chalk Couture self-healing cutting mat, then you get a paste scraper for free. And then in the last picture, if you buy the fine mist sprayer, then you get a package of board erasers for free. So those are all listed under the specials in my chalk site, which is chalkcouture.com/Robin's Egg Blue Creations. And then just look for the specials tab under the shop tab, and that's where you'll find all those buy one, get one offers, those are super good deals. The new kit changed over yesterday. So this is the new spring designer kit. It's about $240 worth of product for $99 plus shipping and handling. So this gives you a great kind of a small sneak peek of some of the new transfers that will be coming out soon. So if you look on top of the apron, there's a really cute sunflower transfer coming out. The transfer on top of the Aiden is an Eat, Sleep, Beach, Repeat transfer. And then there's also a new one on top of the board and base. So I'm excited to see what the new transfers look like. If you're interested in becoming a designer or a Club Couture member, just put more info in the comments. And I can get you more information. So let's pop those off. And then I'm going to come back to me. So I will do a pop-up tomorrow to put this banner back together. And I don't know, I like this one. but I don't think it matches with the rest of them. I don't know. You let me know. Should I redo it in gray? Should I leave it out and just do 5 banner pieces? So let me know in the comments what you think. And I will pop up tomorrow to put everything together. So be watching for that on my Facebook page or on YouTube. I'll be in both places, but just wherever you are watching this video, just check for any notifications on those platforms. Also, if you're in the Salina area, I'll be at Vendor Bingo tonight. So come play, come help raise money for local, state, and national charities. Win some prizes, shop the vendors for any upcoming Easter, or Mother's Day is 5 weeks away, so you might be thinking about some Mother's Day gifts, hint, hint. So this will be a great way to get a head start on your shopping. So come see me tonight at 7. Doors open at 6. Games start at 7. There's also yummy food. It's a great way to hang out with your gal pals or your favorite guy, which is what I do. I use it kind of a date night as well. So be looking for my pop-up tomorrow. If not, I will be live also again on Monday at 7:45 Central Time, 7:45 p.m. Central Time. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you on Monday. And thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend. See you later.